everybody, welcome back to Midnight Madness. I'm your host, as always, Bryin Dash, and today I'm going to be talking about something that's kind of controversial, and that is who caused the bite of 87. Now, I know a lot of you are like, yeah, Bryin, we love you, man. Remember somebody like, this guy sucks. Who knows? You're real buff and you're like, this guy sucks. Or like, we're playing for night. You suck, dude! Or something like that. I don't know. Hopefully nothing that if you are, I'll be very upset. But if you are saying, dude, you're Bryin, bud, yeah, you're a little late. We already know who caused the bite of 7. It's obviously Toy Chica. But what if I told you that could be false? Now hear me out here. I'm not saying you guys are idiots, but because, yeah, I mean, the line from Ultimate Custom Night, right? Chica, where's my beak? Lodged in your forehead, of course. Well, that's just it. That's where I kind of get my idea that it may not be Toy Chica. Where is my beak lodged in your forehead, which means she probably pecked you, not actually bit you. You know? Boom! Because her whole beak is missing, which means, and her mouth isn't big enough, I think, in my personal opinion, to bite off someone's entire head, or in this case, entire frontal lobe. It's already been established that the crying child was a bite of 83, not the same as the bite of 87. And also contrary to this belief, the kids were not killed in 1987. They were killed in 1985. So considering those time lapses there, it means that possibly, just possibly, mind you, I'm put on here because why the heck not? Possibly, again, possibly. If the children, the bite of 87 was toward Chica, then she'd have to give multiple bites, and it would be known then as the bites of 87, not the bite of 87. Which means a single bite. Well, Toy Freddy couldn't have done it because I don't think Toy Freddy can actually move his mouth. I'm not sure if he can or can't. It doesn't look like he can, but he might be able to. Bonnie couldn't have done it because, come on, Bonnie only has 2 teeth. Toy Bonnie does at least from my knowledge. Cat! Hold on. It's my cat. Sorry if I'm a little raged there. My cat has been driving me freaking crazy all day. Anyway, continuing down the line. The bite of 87 couldn't have been Bonnie because he only has 2 front teeth from what I've seen in the game. He might have more, but still, his mouth still is probably smaller than Chica's, which means he could probably get like a bite here. But the frontal lobe is technically your forehead. So that can't be it either. Which means Foxy could, but here's the thing. Foxy and all the other ones were inactive during the day. And the bite of 87 happened during a child's birthday party. So, which would have been during the daytime hours. Which means it couldn't have been Foxy. Or any of the old animatronics. The puppet lunges towards you, but she doesn't have a mouth. Yeah, the puppet's a she. It's primarily Charlotte, Henry's daughter. Or some may know her as Charlie from the books. Let's get to the thing here. So if it wasn't the puppet, if it wasn't Toy Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica, if it wasn't Foxy or any of the OGs, who's that leave left? Golden Freddy? No. Golden Freddy can't bite. He can't even move. Or if he can bite, his face isn't big enough to. Okay, then maybe it was, I don't know, one of the other ones, like Spring Bonnie. No, Spring Bonnie was in the back suit. Back room. The spring button animatronic has been noticeably moved. You know? That also means this, though. A lot of people say maybe it was the OG Freddy, because in number 2, when he fights you, when he gets you, he does this. No. But then again, it wouldn't have been him. We already know that. Because it happened during the day. They were not active during the night. But here's the thing, though. What was the one animatronic that they would have he would have been bit by? Balloon Boy. No. Mangle. Now what you're thinking, oh, Bryin, my gosh. Why do you think it's Mangle? That's old theory. 1. Mangle has the teeth and the capacity to bite someone's entire forehead off, aka the frontal lobe off. And number 1, Phone Guy says it's a miracle that the human body can live without the frontal lobe. And you're probably like, well, you probably just bit off a piece of it and count it as the whole thing. No. The frontal lobe actually holds many factors, including the fear factor. Well, the boy that was bit in 1983, a lot of people said no, that was such and such a long time ago, blah blah blah. No. That was a bite of 87. The reason behind that is because the boy had nightmares, which if he lost just his frontal lobe area, it would have got rid of multiple features of the brain, leaving multiple brain damage. But one of those, I don't know if I count it as a bad thing, but one of the things he would have lost is his capability to fear things. Because one of the elements of the frontal lobe is known as the fear factor. If you were in a car crash or whatever, and you had these reoccurring, pardon my way of putting it, hellish nightmares, what they would do is they would remove your frontal, well, not your whole frontal lobe, but a piece of your frontal lobe area known as a fear factor, which would have got rid of your ability to fear things. Along with not making, also if your frontal lobe was missing completely, the brain damage would not just because you wouldn't be able to have any fear, but you won't be able to make choices for yourself. Which kind of goes along with the fear factor, because your brain just says, oh, this could be bad, should I fear it? And your brain automatically says, yes, you should, or no, you shouldn't. It makes up your mind. You make up your mind, yeah, this is dangerous, this is something stupid, I'm not jumping off this stupid cliff with these morons, I'm going to go home and enjoy my life. Frontal lobe gone, you won't be able to make decisions. So, Mangle has the mouth that could do it, has the teeth that could do it. She's active during the time. Jeremy was told to stay close to animatronics, which would have included Mangle. Not to mention, since she was a repair, disassemble and reassemble, Jeremy might be like, oh, she won't be able to move. Then I can leave a living, breathing, or activated animatronic for the kids, which means he would have felt more comfortable standing near Mangle. And since Mangle can hang on the ceiling, you see her bite. Her bite goes at you sideways instead of like this, which if it goes like this, frontal lobe completely off. And since she hangs from the ceiling, she has direct access to the frontal lobe area. While the other ones jump on you, Mangle jumps from the side and bites from the side, which right here where my hand's covering right here, that's the entire frontal lobe. Crunch, bites it off, it's gone. Therefore, I think it's only factual for us to think and say, from my opinion at least, that Mangle is the cause of the bite of 87. And the victim is very clear it was not a child, it was Jeremy. You're probably like, Jeremy is a security guard. You're probably like, and how do you know that? Well, when he gets his paycheck, or his firing, as it says, because of body odor and tampering with animatronics, notice there's blood on his paycheck. His paycheck had it stained with blood, which means he probably got his paycheck, got it, was like, okay, probably put it in his side pocket or put it in his hip pocket. Then when he bit, blood spewed, got all over him and the floor and on his receipt. It has parts of it that's bloodstained. Or maybe he got it after, like during the party. So like, alright, looked up and got on it that way. So Jeremy, the security guard in Game 2 was killed. Well, not killed, but maimed and somehow survived the bite of 87. Chronic Child was the bite of 83. The first game came afterwards because a lot of people will say that's stupid. Now I used to be one of those people, but if game 2 had the bite of 87, then how did the phone guy say this if it was beforehand in the first game? They used to be able to walk around stage with you, but that was before the bite of 87. It's a miracle that the human body could live without the frontal lobe. Which would have said that game 2 came before game 1. And Fazbear Frights, which was, I believe, satisfying. Would you shut up, please? Try this mic out again. Which would have been satisfying if the spirits were let go. But here's the thing, though. The puppet didn't just let go. The children did, but the puppet didn't. And here's the thing, though. A lot of people say that Game 4 was nothing but a dream or an coma state that may be true. But here's the thing, though. What if it wasn't? What if it wasn't? I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't. But what if it wasn't? What if Purple Guy did that to test the children's fear out? You know, wanting them to run from the animatronics and hide. I used to work at Chuck E. Cheese as the head security guard after stopping 2 kidnappings, one being a sex trafficker, and a lot of thievery. I stopped and making sure an animatronic didn't kill a child, because it did tip over and was about to hit a child if I didn't see it in time and help balance Chucky and stand them back up. You get the kids off the stage. That's why no one's allowed on stage at Chuck E. Cheese. My Chuck E. Cheese still has the animatronics as of this time period. You probably look at one of my past videos. You'll see Dog Days of Summer playing. That's when I was working at Chuck E. Cheese. I want to get that on video song. So I showed up early to the pizzeria, got all my chores and stuff done, and I turned on the animatronics and turned on the songs, and I filmed that for Summer of Fun, which I think Springtastic's going on either this month, in April, or next month. I can't remember. I was there for one Springtastic, and I can't remember how long. Which is weird, because it means I've been at Chuck E. Cheese I used to work at Chuck E. Cheese for almost a year, maybe 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years, I think. I think it's been 2 years, and I was head security for a year, or near a year. And I worked as a normal door guard for about, I want to say, half a year. And then the rest of the time until I became a head security guard, which was, I think, sometime now. No, it's October. I think it was July or January. No, July or August is when I became head of security, but I became a security guard not too long before my rank was head of security at CEC Pizzeria, which means I was the only security guard, because originally I didn't have no security guards. After the traffickers, I was the only security guard and the last security guard. Not to mention, I was also given a nice little shiny badge, which means I was the best being Chuck E. Cheese. In fact, my manager at Chuck E. Cheese at the time when I worked there, we scheduled this, and I looked at the schedule to make sure which day you would work, because he said I was the best. I was the only guy who did the best job doing Chuck E. Cheese. In fact, most people who do Chucky have to go up on the stage. I'm not on the stage, right? On near our kids' check. Have to get to go to the kids' check. I was to that pizzeria and dance there. I was out on the stage because I had more room, and I brought that up. And for a lot of the songs, I would point to the animatronics. Me and my friends. I point to Alan Henney, Jasper T. Jowl, who's my favorite, by the way, Mr. Munch, Chucky, and of course, I think I said Helen Henney and Pasquale the chef. Boy, I love those animatronics. I wish they still had this one game they used to have there, and they used to have it at they used to have it in the kids section at McCall Pizza, which I want to go. I really want to go back to. So bad. In one of them they had a cat game where you would throw these little plastic balls, like one from a ball pit of some sort, into like these trash cans with the cats in them. Oh my gosh, I wish they had that game. I'm 22 and I still want to play that game so bad because of the nostalgia feel. That game is Chuck E. Cheese in my heaven. I have a lot of good memories of me going there with my dad and my parents, and that was probably the happiest part of my childhood. Even though not all the time, I didn't get to it all the time, but most of the time I did. But I loved it there. I would go back there again if I could and just play, but I still have a few coins from when they did coins, and even though they're not my most valuable possession, I do have a few Showbiz coins, and I'm in Showbiz, but Chuck E. Cheese bought Showbiz, so they reused the coins. Those are rare. If you ever see a Showbiz coin, give it to me. I'm joking. If you see Showbiz coins, I would hold on to it. And if you find one of the old Chuck coins, I would keep those too because a lot of those were out of commission. But if you find those could be worth a pretty penny online. So I would keep the Showbiz coins and the old original Chuck E. Cheese coins before you see the newer ones, which you can find everywhere. But that's way beyond the point that we are at in this point in time. Just to tell and make a long story short, if I had to make a long story short, that is it's how do we get on here? I forgot how we got on here. Anyway, I forgot how we got to Chuck E. Cheese, but sorry, I went a little rant there. I love Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway, one little fun story about Chuck E. Cheese is actually I got the Roxanne Wolf you probably saw in a few of my videos. I got that Roxanne at Chuck E. Cheese from a customer who, I guess I was doodling. I left my notepad on the table when I went to go as Chuck E. Cheese and do Chucky stuff. After I was done, I came back and they were looking through my notes like, oh, hey. I'm like, hey. But you don't look through that. And the parent was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's nothing inappropriate, nothing bad. It's just pictures of Roxanne. We talked about Roxanne. I told them that she's my favorite. And they were nice enough to give me the Roxanne Wolf, and I was so happy about that. I actually had 2 realistic Roxanne Wolf pictures in my journal, which I signed by Bryin Dash and gave it to them. So if they're watching my podcast or YouTube, hi! I work at Walmart now. It's not better than Chuck E. Cheese. It's worse, but I get paid more, and it's not worse. It's just not entertaining. But yeah, I miss Chuck E. Cheese more. But I get to put on headphones and listen to music during work. So that's an upgrade. That's not me being negligent. That's actually what you're allowed to do. You're actually allowed to wear your headphones as long as you leave one ear out. So that's good. Makes my job tolerable. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you all next video. And live long, laugh, and subscribe. And if you want to, please punch a little bit in the face like a boss. Leave a like and definitely subscribe. That'd be really appreciated. And again, I say this because people keep trying to post stuff on here. If you have any questions, go down to my podcast. Type in podcast Moonlight Madness. Type in Bryin Dash the Werewolf if you have to. Go to my most recent video that was been posted and leave a comment there, because for the life of me, I have tried. I have no idea how to get comments on my phone, so if you want to leave a comment, please leave it there. That would be greatly appreciated. And of course, if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments on my most recent podcast video, and we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching. If you have any other ideas, again, leave them in the comments. I'll see you all later. Papa. How? And remember to look into the shadows. This world's a strange one. And of course, keep your eyes peeled because the madness never ends. And if you want more videos by me, do not worry, because I'm a workaholic with a fiction addiction. I also plan to do some reaction videos soon. Less gory, unlike I did with the cupcakes. I'm sorry about doing that one. I'm going to do a Dashy videos. Like, someone made 4 Dashy stories after. Then I gave him a little idea about Dashy myself before I made a podcast about it. I wrote it down. I told him the ideas. The difference is my Dashy is a little girl. His is Rainbow Dash. So my Dashy is original. Just want to get that out there. So yeah, I'm going to do some of my little Dashy of his version. Drippy Pony 22. Or on the Laughing Rainbow. I suggest shout out to Laughing Rainbow for putting those stories out there with a nice little guide to do my readings. Even though he changed them up so much. And I'm going to do some reactions to those soon. Along with Hell of a Boss. I really want to do some of those. So yeah, like I said, my YouTube is not for kids. Some of my videos are, some aren't. My podcast is kid friendly. If not, it has a warning. I just want to say this one might have a warning if it is or is not kid friendly. But proceed with caution, because I may not choose to, because my podcast is not meant for kids. It's not a kid-friendly channel, but I don't do like horrible things on the channel or anything, or curse much on the channel. However, I will not bleep things out if it uses strong language, because my podcast is meant for teens and mostly young adults and adults. So technically 18 plus. But then again, there was a lot of kids-friendly stuff on the channel, so yeah. Anyway, I hope you liked this little corner of randomness. I'm going to call this Bryan's Random Corner video, and I'll see you all next time in the next video. Thank you, everyone, and good night.